Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me while we're looking to some MTG magic. And yeah, I know it's been a while. Um, Now I've been moving a lot, and there are a lot of things have changed in the last couple of months. I think it's been 4 months. Trust me, it feels a lot longer than that, and I kind of wish I kept going, but truthfully, there's a lot of things happening. But on top of that, you might have noticed I'm in the metaverse. I got myself the Quest 3. I wanted to see how it feels, and this is the first video I'm making out of it. I actually don't know how this is going to turn out at all. If there's anything weird with the audio, if there's anything weird with the images, I guess let me know. I'm obviously going to try to make more of these, and hopefully this shouldn't be as difficult because I no longer have my table space, but doesn't really matter too much if I'm in the metaverse. So, first things first, what I wanted to cover is what's been happening since the end of the last update, which I think was around about April. Now, here's the funny thing. Around about April, I think was the last update, probably about 4 months, maybe even after that, we've had a large drop. And when I mean large, we've had almost, oh man, that's almost like 10%, 20% drop in card prices, maybe 10 to 15% drop in card prices. Now, this is a revised edition, but this can be seen throughout all of the editions. Now, why is that? There's actually a few different reasons. One of them is the trust in, I guess, Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, has really been broken in the way that they've been handling the situation over time. Another one is, and the most important thing is, interest rates for all countries have gone up, the ones that buy Magic Gathering products. And because of that, there's more value in money. I'm pretty sure that I might have mentioned this before, but there's more value in money. Now, are we going to see the 2020 prices before the spike? There's a pretty high chance that we might. Are we going to see just before that was before the second spike. Are we going to see before the first spike? That's a bit harder. Like, we would have to drop another 40% from where we are to get to the third $3,000 value that we're seeing. Now, could we get there? Yeah, sure. Huge economic shocks can send us down even further. Now, why am I saying all of this? Now, remember, a lot of the times people got in at the very top. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would have wanted to get in earlier if they could. But this all became popular news at the top. I mean, my channel, a lot of channels went off and took off around about that time. But a lot of people also saw what was happening and bought much earlier. Like, I was looking for cards in the, like around about March, April, the second they started thinking about printing money, I was looking at cards because I knew what was going to happen. But what's happening now is a drastic reversal, and we might see a massive comeback to the prices of 2020, end of 2020, before the massive boom that took off. Because a lot of people are liquidating because they either borrowed money or they have better uses for the money elsewhere, even in a savings account. And we're going to see that is the case for a lot of other things. We're going to go individually for all of the dual lands. And then on top of that, we're going to see if there's anything changing from what the new set is producing. The new Doctor Who set is releasing tomorrow. So what am I going to check out first? So first things first, let's have a look at all of the dual lands, starting with Volcanic Island. Volcanic Island, big drop off in the last couple of months. You can see, when I was probably covering it, probably May, June, maybe even before that, April, we were getting $700 market price. Now, $686, not a huge drop, but TCG Player obviously has some really good deals going on right now, and we're going to see what they have. Why is it? Yeah, unfortunate. Already refreshed through this, but what do you know? Moderately played, $494. That is actually quite impressive. Massive drop down from the last couple of months. You can see that it actually took a bit of a double top. Funnily enough, it almost did what a dead cat bounce would do. People thinking it's the bottom, people thinking it's the bottom, buy back in, and then prices keep dropping. Now, are we going to see anything crazy come out of this? This is a one of one, moderately played 559. If you have a near mint, they're still going for $620. Lightly played for $669. Now, is it worth buying it? Once again, that's up to you guys. These are the times where you can deploy some amount of your cash as a buffer if you have a lot of cash lying around. But once again, if you've got a lot of cash lying around, maybe you want to buy something that can give you a good return, like stocks, real estate, or even better, funnily enough, a really good high interest savings account. I currently have a high interest savings account that's giving me 5.5%. That's crazy. That's better than some rental yields of houses. So yeah, you got to really take into consideration what you're doing with this. And obviously not financial advice. You got to do what works for you. Let me know in the comments as well if any of you guys have been keeping tabs on this. There's a lot happening in the financial markets, but in the world in general. Like I mean, there's things that I'm probably pretty sure I can't cover in this channel, but things that have just happened in the last week have caused a lot of issues in the markets. And as we can see in interest rates going up, interest rates probably will go up if inflation keeps going up. And inflation is based on a lot of things, including energy. If energy stays high, it'll cause more inflation because the prices from energy, which most of the time they don't cover, will drag on to other things. So moving on to Underground Sea. Did I just move that? Oh, that's unfortunate. Underground Sea, $529 revised. It's come back a bit. Do we have any good deals? Moderately played $529. Nothing too crazy. I did move that, didn't I? So Underground Sea, yeah, 557. So nothing too crazy. I'm still getting the hang of this controller. I've never had a VR headset, and I want to do the recording in it as well to just see how it feels. Moving on to Tundra revised. Now, this is an interesting one. Dropped massively, $457. You can go to TCG Player for $357. Look at this drop, 485 to 455 in what, a couple of days, like less than a month. Heavily played, I wouldn't recommend. Moderately played, lightly played, $364. Not looking too bad. Near mint, $415. Like I said before, that was a period of time where near mint was you couldn't buy near mint. So nowadays, if you can find near mint, that's kind of what you want to go for. You want to go for mint, near mint, when you can get your hands on it, because those are the ones that are actually going to be able to keep their value if anything drops. And with the prices like this, where things might drop a bit more, you kind of want to start, once again, dipping your toes if you can get enough cash. And you have other things that... It's more important to remember that inflation is always going to be 2%. I think Rudy tries to aim for 8% on average for his goods and services. But truthfully, I don't know how long that math is going to stay, but he's got a lot of buffer. And we're not talking about that kind of buffer for the average person. So you've got to really keep tabs on what you have. But if you've got a decent savings and you're worried about your money and you have other things to spend money on, oil, gold, silver, real estate, or large high interest savings accounts, and things that are going to get you some income over time, then you might want to start looking into this. And if you can't, then what I'd probably say is wait in the sidelines and see if there's any benefit for getting in when interest rates drop again. You got to be fast when interest rates drop, but if your interest rates drop, you might have a chance to pick these up for a good price just before everything starts moving up again. Now, Tropical Island, once again, massive drop off. TCG Player says 373. You can get lightly played for $382. That's really good, I think. That is really good. That's probably one of the biggest drops I've seen. Let me just check. $580 to $467. So the market doesn't even keep up with that. That's a lightly played for $382. Very nice. Tiger, once again, decent drop, especially in the last couple of months. Weirdly enough, the second I stopped covering this, everything seems to take a massive dip. Moving on, Tiger, $243. What is it showing right now? $325 market price. Damage, $185. Would not recommend. A lightly played for $244. These are starting to sound more and more like the end of 2020 prices for sure. Scrublands, another one that's very interesting. We'll see what they give you. So Tiger says, TCG Players is $259, and moderately played for $234. Once again, a massive drop off in the last couple of months. And near mint for $379. But here's the thing: near mint for $379. There's 13 of them, 5-1. But is there many different? So in here, there's 12 listings. In here, 3 listings. in here. 8 listings. The listings, 11 listings. The listings still seem limited, I will say. So last one, Scrublands. Scrublands, once again, is a massive dip, $228. I feel like, once again, you're going to be able to get some pretty decent value in TCG Player for near mint. That's what you're looking for. Near mint, $289. Not bad. About a $50 increase. You're going to have to pay for what the near mint comes with. But once again, quality is important in this kind of game, especially long term. Anyways, guys, this might be a quick video. I just wanted to see how this feels, really, for the recording. Firstly, for the ambience. I don't know if you guys enjoy this, but it's a cool setup. See how it feels. And yeah, let me know about the audio quality and everything else like that, and see how it goes.